I will do good no matter what. No matter what happens to me, I will do good. No matter what happens to me. It's absolute rejection of the idea of being a victim. It's like, no matter how much suffering comes my way, no matter how much undeserved suffering comes my way, undeserved and unjust, let's say, in spite of my innocence, I will not lose faith and I will do good. If you're willing to take on the responsibility, what's the alternative? Well, to garner a lot of unearned sympathy for your victimization position, and to at the same time take down the people who are willing to take more responsibility than you. It's a nasty game. And I do believe that. I believe that the world is constructed so that each person plays a vital role. And so every time that someone gets their act together, it's like, great, that's going to have way more positive effect than you think, and stave off an awful lot of trouble. Because someone who goes bad can do an unbelievable amount of damage. Dozens of people every night who have told me that over the last couple of years their lives have been transformed. They've gone from a bad place, where they were really lost and nihilistic. They've decided that they were going to do something with their life. I tweeted out something today that some kid wrote me. He said 2 years ago he didn't have any friends. He didn't have an intimate relationship. He didn't know where he was going in his life. He didn't have a job. Like, he was just, nothing was going for him. And he's doing a philosophy degree. He's in his second year. He has a good job. He's got a girlfriend. He's got friends that care for him. It's like he's put his life right together. And so I hear this sort of story from people all the time. People stop me on the street and tell me this, which is lovely, right? To go to a city you've never been to. This happens to me all the time. I'll be walking down the street. Someone will come up and say, I'm sorry that I'm bothering you. And they're not, because people are very polite. They've been very polite to me. Say, I wasn't in such a good place a year ago, 2 years ago. I've been trying to put my life together. I've been listening to your lectures, and here's a bunch of things that are way better for me. It's like, right on, man. The more of that, the better. And I think that's the right way forward, which is why I don't really regard myself as a political person. And it's so interesting to see the response to people after my talks, say, or as a consequence of watching my lectures. I have people come up to me every night, because I talk to about 150 people a night after the talks. And so many of them are happy because they've put their lives on firm foundation, because they found a little bit of encouragement in my lectures, saying, look, it's good for you to go take your place in the world. Have some ambition, have a vision, have a goal, have a strategy. Try to be a good person, not because it's your duty precisely, because that's the proper way to live. One of the most dangerous realizations you can have is that the world does not always reward the good, that innocence is no guarantee of protection, and that injustice, real bitter injustice, sometimes wins, and that's a terrifying thing to know. The book of Job, for example, doesn't shy away from that. Job is a good man, upright, righteous, even God says so. And Satan, well, he makes a bet with God. He says, strip everything away from Job and he'll curse you to your face. And what does God say? All right, try it. Let's see what happens. And so Job loses it all. His children, his wealth, his health, everything that gave his life structure, gone. And not because he sinned, not because he deserved it, but simply because he was the subject of a cosmic test. Now that alone is enough to shatter most people, to realize that even if you do everything right, even if you are humble, honest, generous, there is no final shield against catastrophe. That's dangerous knowledge. It can twist you, make you bitter, make you cynical. You could shake your fist at the sky. You could say, what's the point? And yet, Job does not curse God. He maintains something deeper than belief. He holds on to his integrity. He says, I will not lie to comfort you. I will not pretend guilt to earn relief. He stands alone, in pain, in confusion, but not in surrender. That's the real test. Not whether you believe when things are good, but whether you still stand for truth when the world breaks beneath you. Because that's what suffering does. It strips everything down until all that's left is who you are underneath. And Job chooses to remain honest, not because he's naive, but because the alternative is spiritual suicide. He doesn't know why it's happening. He's angry, he's lost, but he doesn't abandon what's good. And maybe that's what the story is trying to teach us, that even when the innocent suffer, even when the unjust walk free, and even when God himself offers no answer, there's still a path forward. Not through understanding, but through integrity. And that is what redeems the chaos.
Because life is so difficult, so much suffering, it's so complex, it ends and everyone dies and it's painful. It's like without a noble aim, how can you withstand any of that? You can't. You become desperate, and once you become desperate, things go from bad to worse very rapidly when you become desperate. And so there's the idea of the noble aim. And it's not something, it's something that's necessary. It's the bread that people cannot live without, right? That's not physical bread. It's the noble aim. And what is that? Well, it was encapsulated in part in the story of Marduk. It's to pay attention. It's to speak properly. It's to confront chaos. It's to make a better world. It's something like that. And that's enough of a noble aim so that you can stand up without, cringing at the very thought of your own existence, so that you can do something that's worthwhile to justify your wretched position on the planet. Well, there's a deep idea in the West, too. It's like, pick up your damn suffering and bear it. And try to be a good person so you don't make it worse. Well, that's a truth. There's this idea that hell is a bottomless pit, and that's because no matter how bad it is, some stupid son of a bitch like you could figure out a way to make it a lot worse. So you think, well, what do you do about that? Well, you accept it. That's what life is like. It's suffering. That's what the religious people have always said. Life is suffering. Yes. Well, who wants to admit that? Well, just think about it. Well, so what do you do in the face of that suffering? Try to reduce it. Start with yourself. What good are you? Get yourself together, for Christ's sake, so that when your father dies, you're not whining away in a corner, and you can help plan the funeral, and you can stand up solidly so that people can rely on you. That's better. Don't be a damn victim. Of course you're a victim. Jesus. Obviously. Put yourself together. Things are complicated, and to fix things is really hard. How do you overcome the suffering of life? Is be a better person. That's how you do it. You want to have a meaningful life? Everything you do matters. That's the definition of a meaningful life. But everything you do matters. So you're going to have to carry that with you. Or do you want to just forget about the whole meaning thing, and then you don't have any responsibility, because who the hell cares? And you can wander through life doing whatever you want, gratifying impulsive desires for how useful that's going to be. And you're stuck in meaninglessness, but you don't have any responsibility. Which one do you want? Well, ask yourself, which one are you pursuing? And you'll find very rapidly that it isn't the majority of your soul that's pursuing the whole meaning thing, because, well, look what you have to do that. You have to take on the fact that life is suffering. You have to put yourself together in the face of that. Well, that's hard. The way that you fortify your faith in life is to assume the best, something like that, and then to act courageously in relationship to that. And that's tantamount to expressing your faith in the highest possible good. It's tantamount to expressing your faith in God. And it's not a matter of stating, well, I believe in the existence of a transcendent deity, because in some sense, who cares what you believe? I mean, you might and all that, but that's not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue, it seems to me, is how you act.